What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kate. I'm your host today and every day. We are reacting to this video that I found called Social Media is Destroying People and No One Even Notices. This is going to be a good one, y'all. Buckle up.
Social media is so embarrassing. Why am I a grown man waiting for a girl to reply to my selfie with a selfie? And when she doesn't reply, I get offended like it's a personal attack. This generation is ruined. Men used to fight wars and build cathedrals. Women used to feed and clothe entire households. Now we're here playing this game. She saw me looking good and said, nah, he can suffer today. Cool. Love that for me. And I post one picture with decent lighting, and suddenly I'm checking my phone like it owes me money. Every buzz, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's her. It's never her. It's Chase Bank telling me I'm broke. Right? And this is modern courtship. Our grandparents wrote handwritten love letters across oceans. People used to worry about building families. And now we're out here trying to emotionally connect through Instagram filters
and memes. That's how me and my man communicate, is memes. And you know what? That's our love language. It's okay. I love it. But still, it is a little embarrassing for us, in comparison to our ancestors who, like he said, shipped those love letters all across the world.
pretending we didn't notice when they viewed our story but didn't text back. What a disaster.
This is a controversial opinion, but I think that social media has literally ruined my generation and the way that people communicate. One thing that truly baffles me is the fact that it is an acceptable form of communication in my generation, and especially the new younger generations, to send a picture back and forth and not communicate. And that's considered like communication. Like, that is literally so weird to me.
Also, my best friend and I, that's how we communicate. We'll literally go months and we just send each other memes and we don't say anything. And that's how we talk for months. And it works for us. But again, I do wish we could talk. I miss talking to people more. And now I can't even make eye contact with people. I hate eye contact. I hate conversation. I would rather talk to you guys on a screen to a camera alone in my room than actually talk to a real person.
Like, nowadays, the fact that people aren't like, oh, can I get your number? I want to talk to you. It's like, can I get your Snap? Like, that just makes no sense to me. The fact that generally most of the time,
I hate Snapchat. I deleted that shit like 10 years ago. It was the best decision of my life. I never want it back. And I avoided a lot of idiots just by not having that app on my phone. Word of advice to you.
I'm like, yes, you can have conversations on Snapchat, but the fact that sometimes you'll just go back and forth for days with someone sending pictures and no words, and that's like normal, it's just so freaking weird. And again, going like with Instagram and likes and comments, it's the fact that like people consider you like liking their picture like a form of communication. I know in relationships it comes up a lot as a problem where, if a guy,
I just want to, no offense to this girl, but the way that she talks is also social media engineering, like social engineering. The way, like her mannerisms, I do it too. We all do it. It's weird. Like our demographic of girls, we all talk the same way. It's weird. Social media has shaped our generation, and I don't like the way it's shaped.
I was liking a girl's picture, it's like, oh, well, he's letting them know, like, he's interested. Like, I just think all of that it just is so weird to me. And this is coming from someone who does have like a small platform in social media, and social media has been such a big part of my life. But I still think that if I could go back and choose to live in a time where social media wasn't a thing and didn't exist, I would 100% choose that over this like weird.
Me too. 100%, hands down. If I could go back in time and be born in the year 1930, maybe 1940, I would love to be a farmer. Or maybe if I had just been born into an Amish community, that would have been really cool as well. Like, I would love to be an Amish person. I just it would be great to not have, like, I said like again. Man, I have to stop doing that. It would be really nice to not have screens all the time that you are constantly having to look at and check to see if somebody's trying to contact you, or if they sent you an email, or if work's trying to contact you. It's just too much. The human brain can't handle it. I can't handle it. I don't like it. It's making me sad and depressed, and I know it's making everybody else feel the exact same way, whether they realize it or not, and it's sad.
Third world that we're all living in.
The human brain was not designed for social media at all. You're not supposed to wake up in the morning, pick up your phone, and see a video of a guy getting his head chopped off, a post about World War III being around the corner, and then a picture of your ex in their new relationship. 10 minutes
That's really how it goes. That's really what my algorithm will do to me sometimes. It's really funny.
into your day and you're convinced the world is ending, your anxiety's through the roof, you feel lonely, and you haven't even gone outside yet. And then you do go outside and the sun is shining, people are smiling and laughing, the birds are chirping, absolutely nothing is wrong. So you started your day by scrolling Instagram for 5 minutes before you got out of bed, and now you feel horrible.
I'm notorious for this. I have to stop doing this. I know that it's destroying my brain cells and it's making me feel very anxious throughout my day. But the first thing my brain wants to do is get up on going stupid Instagram or shorts or reels, whatever. I just want to look at stupid short form content all the time. It's so addicting. And the people that invented it knew that. And now we all have this issue where it's ruining our lives and taking away our attention. And it's really a freaky world to be alive in. We're in a brave new world, George Orwell's 1984 right now.
Because the human mind is not meant to comprehend all these things at once, especially
I know Brave New World was written by Aldous Huxley. I just meant both of those books relate very much to this current time period.
when there are things like World War III is happening, this guy just died, this bombing just happened. We're not supposed to get all this information in such a short amount of time. This is why we need to bring back third places in our society. In our parents' age, after work, people would go places and socialize, have a drink, grab dinner with friends, go golfing, go to the pool club, literally do anything with other human beings face to face. Now people come home from work, plant their butt on the couch, get in bed, and scroll TikTok, scroll Instagram for hours on end, and fry their brains, give themselves self-induced anxiety and depression, and it's no wonder why everyone's miserable nowadays.
Wow, he's spot on. Spot on.
Get an in-person group of friends, go hang out in real life, put social media down. I'm addicted too. We're all addicted to this shit, and it's horrible for you. Horrible.
Does anyone else think about how you could be so much further in life if you didn't have a social media addiction?
Yes, I do think about that all the time. I'm glad that I finally started at least filming these videos. Who knows when I'm going to post the first one? Who knows if you're ever even going to see this video, but I do. I think about that all the time. I think about the hobbies that I quit and the friendships that I dropped and just all the things that I've missed out on because it was more comfortable for whatever reason to kind of stay in my own little world and stay in my own social media and phone and just not even interact with people for the most part. I do feel that way.
Like, imagine social media just wasn't a thing anymore. Like, TikTok wasn't a thing. And we didn't scroll on our phones for like 9 hours a day. Like, what could I have been by now?
And you know what? It got so much worse when CV happened. That was like the nail in the coffin, I feel like. People have just been so addicted ever since then. You can see it all around you. I feel like people's screen times went from like 4 to 5 hours to straight up 10, 15, 20 hours a day.
I waste so much time scrolling on my phone every single day. That is like a big chunk of my day on my phone that I
Sometimes I actually cry about it. Sometimes I think about all of the life that I've missed out on and it because of social media, because of TV, because of just the distraction that technology is. And it makes me really sad and it gives me this horrible like existential dread about my life and what I'm going to think on my deathbed. And I just have this really deep feeling and inkling that I need to right now, we all need to right now do something before this ends up becoming a literal part of our bodies. Okay. That's the next step. Just so you know, that's where everybody wants to go with this. They want microchips in your hand or your brain so that you're never away from your phone and you're never away from social media and you can access it 24/7. And if you think you're depressed now, you just wait until that happens.
I could have been using to grow myself, like to have some sort of growth in my life. And I'm not saying that I don't have any growth in my life. Like, I definitely do, but I feel like it has been stunted. I feel like my potential,
oh my God, I agree with her,
has been stunted by the fact that I literally have an addiction to my phone. Like,
I've recently become so aware of how addicted to my phone I am. I was just walking out of a workout class and you're in there for an hour. Obviously, no one's on their phone. What's the first thing that everybody picks up as they're walking out the door or takes out of their bag? Their phone. They're walking out of the class and immediately they're back on their phone. I consciously try not to do that. I wait like till I get back to my car at least. Also, when you're watching TV, if your phone is next to you, watching a show, how many times do you pick up your phone? Because I used to be picking up my phone every 5 minutes to check it. Check what? I don't know. Next time you watch a show, count how many times you pick up your phone.
I do that as well. And I'll even find myself sometimes sitting there on my freaking phone with the TV going at the same exact time. And I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm overstimulating my brain so bad. I'm literally frying my dopamine receptors. We're all doing this. Like, why? Why are we doing this?
Phone. It's actually crazy and I've gotten to the point that I need to put my phone in a separate room when I go to sleep or else it's too much of a temptation.
Oh yeah, 100%. Listen, you need to turn off your Wi-Fi at nighttime before you go to bed, and you need to have your phone in airplane mode, turned off, charging on the other side of the house. Don't have it anywhere near you. Try not to have any of that shit anywhere near you while you're trying to sleep, okay? Computers too. Don't have, if it's in the same room as you, either unplug it, make sure it's turned off. Like, get your brain away from it at the very least to sleep. It's helped me tremendously with my sleep, really.
For me. Didn't used to think I was this addicted, but because I've been posting more on social media, it's definitely become more and more addicting because of the dopamine hit I get when I see if I got likes or views. I remind myself, you need to touch grass. This is not real life. And this is my reminder to you that even the littlest moments that you can pull yourself away from your phone, like when you leave a workout class, when you leave work, just walk back to your car without your phone and see how you feel.
Pulled an all-nighter last night and you might be like, oh, what was it for? Like, were you getting a bunch of shit done? Like, what were you having to do to stay up all night to like work on? I was literally glued to my phone. Like, it was like my eyes were just doing this over and over and my thumb was swiping over and over and over. It's like I was sucked into it and I couldn't get out. And I literally like feel like I have such an addiction to TikTok, especially TikTok and Instagram Reels. Like that format can suck me in and suck me in and suck me in. There was a point in time in 8th grade, or not in 8th grade, it was during COVID, like right after that, when I would have to go to school
Yep.
in the morning and I would be sucked into my phone, like literally felt like I couldn't put it down. Like it's like I would put it down and I'd be like, I immediately.
Man, we really do all talk the same with the constant saying of like, oh my gosh, I have to change the way that I talk. But I want to say that I feel this exact same way. And I know that this is really screwed up. And some people, boomers on here, are going to be like, geez, girl, like put the phone down. But seriously, sometimes I have found myself scrolling and I'll literally be hysterical crying, dude. Just so upset because whatever content it's showing me is like so deeply upsetting and it provokes really deep feelings in me. And I want to get away from it. And I'll think to myself, put it down, turn it off, walk away, put it down. And it feels like I literally cannot put it down and I can't let it go. And it's so scary. It is a scary feeling. I think phones and social media and short form content, particularly like the algorithmic short form content, is the new crystal meth. It's harder than crystal meth. It's harder than any fentanyl, horse tranquilizer, any of that shit. No, doesn't compare to the drug of technology.
Really need to pick this back up because I'm so sucked into it and so addicted. Like I'm so locked in and it is the worst fucking feeling. And I notice that this happens so much more when I'm stressed. Like right now I'm stressed. I leave for a trip tomorrow. I have so much to do. But literally last night, like I was so addicted to my phone. I was like, I can't do anything because I'm just so stressed. And if I'm not locked in having no thoughts on my phone, I'm stressing about.
Yeah. It's weird. When the vid happened, it was like this break from reality and everyone took the trip through your phone. Like people who didn't have, you couldn't travel anywhere. So what else are you going to do? You're going to look at other people traveling on your phone, on Instagram or whatever, short form content on your reels, Instagram shorts. And I think that got people really addicted to it. And then they were like, okay, go back to work now. And people were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want to go back to work. It was a lot easier and it felt better. It was more comfortable to chill at home and scroll on my phone all day long nonstop. And now I think that's a huge reason why you can't find people to work nowadays, because I think straight up there is a huge percentage of people that are so addicted to their phones that they can't even put it down to go to work for a few hours, that they literally have to have it on their person, in their, with their eyes looking at it all of the time, 24/7.
Everything else I need to do, which is inherently like cool. You're stressed because you need to get it done. Like you need to take action, but I'm just not. Like I'm prevented by my phone and my social media addiction. Like I'm honestly so fucking addicted and I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. Why did I not sleep last night? Like I'm so fucking fed up. I used to do this all the time too. Like it's during stressful times and I'm like, I literally use that as like my coping mechanism.
Yeah, it's straight up the new drug. It's the new SSRI for people. And the problem is that the effects are so short term that you have to sit there and scroll for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on end in order to maintain that good feeling and that numb feeling and that feeling of being de-stressed and away from the stress that you're feeling when you don't have your phone on you.
Is just like blocking out every single thought that I have by being scrolling for hours and hours and hours. My screen time last night, I'm gonna look. I was on my phone entirely from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. entirely completely sucked into my phone, and before that I was watching an hour of YouTube, and I am leaving feeling so fucking anxious. I'm not feeling excited to walk into my day. It has affected me so negatively, and I'm deleting social media. Like I seriously, like I mean this when I say that I'm about to take a social media cleanse. I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to do 30 days no social media. Like I have not done that in the past 10 years of my fucking life.
The problem is too, you can do that, you can take your little break from it, but the second you're back on it, dude, you're right back into it. It's so quick. You get sucked in so fast. It's crazy scary.
I've been on social media every day, but this is ridiculous. And I feel like this is not how I should be living. Like this is not how me, a 19-year-old girl in college who's in like the prime of her life, I'm fucking studying abroad. Why am I living like that? Like I need to get good sleep. I need to be doing hard things to better my life and to set myself up for success. Like time is something that you invest and not spend, because the way that you spend your time is an investment into your future and how you can spend your future time.
She's right, folks. Listen to her. She's right. It's crazy. She knows this. Look how self-aware she is. I'm in the same boat. I know these things. We all know these things. We know we should be devoting our time and attention to bettering our lives and ourselves, but the stupid phones, whatever worm got in our brain overnight while we were sleeping, it has you so sucked in and addicted that it's literally nearly impossible to do those things.
What the fuck is scrolling doing? What the fuck is it doing? It's literally just giving your money away. But like if time were money, anyway, but it's not. Oh my God. I'm so frustrated.
I do the same thing too, but it's crazy. We I think in females, we all are affected very similarly by social media, and it gives us this perpetual like anxiety, and you can see her like shaking and using her hands. You can like feel the anxiety through the screen, and we all have like the same symptoms, and we're all self-aware of it, and we all know we need to stop, and we can't do it.
Myself 30 days off of social media.
Good luck to her. I really hope she was able to get through her 30 days. And I hope that she does not pick it back up and go on it for hours and hours like that again. I hope that she learns to be disciplined with it, because we all need to learn how to do this. We all need to learn how to be disciplined, because if we don't, I'm genuinely scared for the future, straight up. Like I'm scared we're walking into a Wall-E scenario blindly, okay? We need to fight for a different future. One that doesn't look like getting fat, sitting in a chair with goggles on your face in VR with a stomach pump hooked up to you. I don't want that. I don't think you want that. I don't think anybody wants that. Let's go ahead and collectively encourage each other to get off the phone.
I'm coming back here in 30 days and I will tell you how the fuck it is and if my life is better because of it, because right now I'm feeling so anxious and I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. So here's my little rant. I love you guys. This is nothing. This is not a like posting problem. This is a consuming problem. This is a Sam problem in my scrolling habits. And I know I'm not the only one who feels like this.
By over 90% the past 2 weeks, and here's what happened. First, I realized people don't suck nearly as much as the internet makes it seem. Yes, dating is hard, friendships are complicated, socializing can be awkward. But when you actually look up from your phone, like while ordering a coffee, and strike up a real conversation, you realize that the man-hating feminists and woman-hating misogynists are actually totally rare. Most people, they just want a connection,
Yeah, this is very true as well. I think obviously social media is just a brainwashing machine, and that's what it's doing to everybody on a massive scale. But it makes you really believe that there's all this division and that everybody like hates you. And I know I'm one to talk. I make all these videos about AI and division and whatever. But it makes you really think that there aren't genuinely good people out there. I mean, I know I'm very guilty of this. And like I said earlier, I struggle now with eye contact. I really struggle. Now, I also went through a time in my life where I'll have to talk about it on a video sometime, but basically I went through some trauma, and it caused me to have a very, very, very deep and genuine distrust with 99.9% of people. I only allow a very small circle of people to have access to me and to talk to me because I genuinely cannot handle or tolerate how manipulative a lot of people can be. And I just feel the need to protect myself from that. So I know that it's probably a lot to do with that as well, but I know social media 100%, especially the eye contact thing too. I think that's a lot to do with social media because look at this. I'm interacting with you on a camera, not in real life, in person. I mean, it's different. It's just not the same thing. When you go to interact with someone in person, of course, you're going to feel like, don't look at me because I'm used to looking at this now, you know?
Smile, a few kind words. I also started asking people in real life what they thought about the internet's hottest topics. And you know what? The average person isn't commenting. They're not posting. They're living. And that doesn't mean that the comments don't matter, but it does mean that the loudest voices online often don't represent the majority, just the most addicted. Speaking of addiction, I started sleeping again. I stopped ending every night scrolling Twitter, watching people manufacture outrage like it's their job. I actually picked up a book instead. My mind felt way quieter and less angry. And if you made it this far, here's what I really want you to consider. Your brain might be addicted to fake outrage. It's not just that you're frustrated with dating or society. It's that you're hooked on content that keeps you that way. Every angry hot take, every video that trashes the people you're mad at, it gives you a little dopamine hit, a rush of righteousness. It feels like truth, but it's just brain candy. And the more you consume, the more bitter and dependent you become. It is okay to consume content that validates you, but please be honest with yourself. Are you consuming it in moderation or are you medicating with it? Because the internet is an addictive substance.
Life has become so expensive and stressful and downright unbearable for so many people that this is what they're resorting to. That's why so many people are on their phone all the time. That's why like this is such an appealing drug for so many people because it's genuinely better than their real life.
Is social media actually ruining our lives? The answer to that is yes, to an extent. First and foremost, I want you to think about what you watch and look at on social media. A good majority of your feed is only the top 1 to 5% of people in the world doing something. So you're constantly comparing your life to that life. No wonder you're so depressed. That's going to happen.
Yeah, I find myself doing this all the time. And as a matter of fact, I was just thinking about this the other day about, am I crazy to even want to do YouTube? Like, because I realize that I'm putting myself in a position to be like potentially even more addicted to social media and to really put myself in a place where people will criticize me heavily. And can I handle that? And then I really thought to myself, I'm actually my biggest critic. And I don't think anybody in the world could ever be as mean to me as I am to me. So there's nothing you can say that's going to hurt me more than my loved ones have said things that have hurt me and that I have said things that have hurt me. So yeah, I do think I can handle it. But really, I mean, I wouldn't go to do something like this without like seriously thinking about it for a long time because social media is fake. It's all fake and it's easy to get caught up in rage bait. It really, really is. It's easy to get caught up in rage bait. It's easy to have your brain just be hijacked and all, messed with and your mental health plummet and you not even realize it. And social media is a huge culprit for that.
Furthermore, a lot of social media will actually promote certain propagandas. Social media can influence people's minds in ways that you would not believe. So not only are you comparing yourself with the top 1% of the world, but you're also being shoved things that are subconsciously influencing your mind toward a certain way or
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of women have the same experience as me. Being a young woman, they put so many models in your face, dude, of just women that are outrageously beautiful, like 10 out of 10. They're perfect. They don't have any stress in their lives. They have all the money in the world for a perfect diet and to eat perfect and look perfect and have hair, skin, nails, boobs, ass, all of it. And then you feel like you're this ugly, disgusting piece of shit, like straight up. That's how social media makes me feel all of the time. And my friends, they all say the same thing. It's constantly putting everybody getting engaged in your face when you're single, things that make you feel bad, things that make you want to eat more and get more depressed. Like, it is so scary, social media, the way that it truly is ruining everybody's lives, and the way that it's influencing people and the way that it influences me. And like, it feels like I have no control over it. It's just, and I go outside on a regular basis. Like, I can't imagine people who really sit in their house all day, every day on their computers and their phones. I can't imagine the struggle.
Propaganda. There's actually an element of control here through the AI that these companies have. And there is no way that constantly just scrolling, getting dopamine hits all day could ever possibly be healthy. It's not. And if you're going to sit there and say, yeah, social media is a great way to connect to people, sure. But with the way that we use it in our society today, it is tearing down mental health. And in my opinion, there should be some sort of limit or something to how much social media we can use. Humans are not evolutionary evolved to see the whole world like we do on social media.
So I'm not really good at making friends. And I think I've realized that one of the main issues with it is that social media has ruined my life. And I now think that things are normal that most people don't find normal. For example, I was at my son's baseball practice a few nights ago, and two of the moms who were sitting on either side of me were talking about the books they like to read. And one of them looked at the other one and said, yeah, I was on this trip recently, and on the plane ride home, I read this book. And I'm getting excited, right? Like, I love to talk books. And she said, it was so inspirational. And I thought, oh no, where are we going with this? And she said it was about Mark Cuban and Serena Williams and like how they overcame different adversities and became so successful. And she was like, I just read that book and I was so motivated and so inspired. And the other mom was like, wow, okay, I want to read this book. Please send me the link. Like, that sounds so good. And I was like, can't relate. That sounds boring. And there was this awkward pause, like kind of silence after that, because what else do you say about a book like that? Nothing. And I've realized I don't really like awkward silences and pauses, and I really wanted to join the conversation. So I let the intrusive thoughts in my brain win. And I said, and I quote, I read fairy corn. Just like that. Into the silence. I said, I read fairy corn. And they didn't know what any of those words meant. None of them, except for the I read part. So then I had to elaborate as to what I meant by that. What kind of literature is that?
I was talking to my friend about this the other day as well. And we were saying how social media has literally dumbed down our generation and below so much. And I guess she's probably a millennial too. So much so that there's a whole new language now. And you don't even know what the hell these people are saying most of the time. They say things like gang, gang. Like, I don't even know I've never heard of it. I don't know what that means. And it's literally, I'm sure the older generations, when they hear a lot of us talk, they think to themselves, what are they even saying? It's a new language that's dumber than English. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's below trailer trash English. It's even dumber than that. There's less IQ that went into developing it. You know what I mean?
Never heard of that. So this is how I explained it as best I could. And you know what's worse than telling a group of moms who read inspirational books that you read fairy corn? Is having to explain to them what that is. And so I said, of course, corn, that's pretty easy to explain. Um, but when I gave them the synopsis of the fairy part, I was like, you know, there's this girl who's living in poverty in the human world, and she goes and kills an animal because her family is starving. And then this wolf comes to her house and kidnaps her. And it turns out he's a masked high lord with pointy ears who shapeshifts, and he kidnaps her and keeps her prisoner in this rich palace and gives her pretty dresses and food. But then this other high lord with pointy ears comes and
I'm only allowing this to play right now because I don't even know what fairy corn is. So, I mean, I have kind of an idea of what it is, but I want to hear her explanation.
he's a murderer, but he comes and kidnaps her from him, and he's got bat wings, and they're both like 5,000-year-old men, and she's like 20. And their faces throughout this conversation, I mean, it wasn't conversation, it was my monologue, but their faces were just like, you know,
They're going to talk about you for a long time, girl. They're going to laugh when they talk about this instance in the future. It's okay.
they're like slowly pulling their children away from my children. I don't know. I have two positions for friendship still available.
So I'm 21 years old, and there's sort of a huge problem in our generation that no one really talks about. We just completely are prioritizing convenience over interaction and experience. And we're just going to keep seeing this problem grow and grow with all these new technologies and apps. I'm just going to list out examples so you know what I'm talking about. So instead of going outside and trying to meet people, we use Tinder. Instead of going to a movie,
Tinder is demonic. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how many people you've met on there. Okay. I don't care if your cousins got married on there. That app is demonic.
theater, we watch Netflix. Instead of riding a bike or walking outside, we get on a treadmill or we buy a Peloton. We DoorDash food instead of driving like 10 minutes to a restaurant and speaking to another human. When we want information,
I'm guilty of that. I have this thing where I run away from people sometimes. I don't know why. I'm scared of them.
we go to YouTube or TikTok. You know, we don't read about it. We don't go and talk to people and ask about it. I mean, we can literally do everything from our homes. It's kind of crazy. And I'm not saying it's bad to do the other things,
It's bad that we live this way.
but the reason that I'm sort of scared for our generation is that we're going to get so comfortable with using technology that we are just going to not even know how to talk to people anymore. And we're going to be so scared to get outside of our houses. We're not forced to go.
There's a lot of people that are already living like that. I don't know if you've noticed. I know at least 3 people that I can think of immediately off the top of my head that can't leave their home and have a really hard time talking to people.
Do things for ourselves. You can make money
I'm not talking about myself.
off your phone. You can get information from your phone. You can get food from your phone. You can get entertainment. You can get a girlfriend from your phone. Like it's crazy. And while some of it is nice, I just think it's important to recognize that and make sure you're still getting real experiences and interactions with other humans.
Exactly. Make sure you're still living in the real world too.
Let's be real, man. This generation has normalized a lot of nonsense, and it's about time someone started calling it out. Some of the things that we've accepted as normal is not only destroying our generation, but also the standards for the generations to come. We've normalized cheating. We've normalized selling your body online. We've normalized the mockery of God. We've normalized chasing clout, seeking validations from others, and comparing our own lives to fake, filtered versions of reality. This constant pressure to flex and to look a certain way online is the reason why so many people are unhappy with the way that their lives are right now. Social media has lost souls, influencing lost souls. We've normalized chasing pleasure over purpose. So as long as something feels good in a moment, then it must be good for us long term as well. But short-term satisfaction does not lead to long-term fulfillment. Everyone is constantly trading all the things that are worthwhile chasing in this life for constant temporary highs.
And you can only do that for so many years until you wake up one day and you look at yourself in the mirror and you think, holy shit, what have I let myself become? Something needs to change. I had a moment like that at one point. And I'm glad, because ever since then I have moments like that. I try to have those moments like a few times a week, at least once a week. I want to look at myself and think about what needs to keep changing and what needs to change and get better, because I will never let myself get so stagnant for years and years again, and let other people and the things that they say and the way that they treat me and dictate what I do with my future and with my life. Like, this is my life. I'm going to do with it what I want, regardless of who you are and what you want for me. I'm going to do what I'm here to do. I have a mission, a purpose, and so do you. And social media is robbing many of us, so many people, of that purpose. It's robbing you because it's not allowing you to dedicate the time that's needed to even figure that out, what that purpose is.
And wondering why they still feel so empty. And the crazy thing is that when you come against this nonsense and actually speak out, you get labeled as judgmental or outdated or whatever they want to call you. But I'm telling you,
again, like I said, I am sure, yeah, I'm judgmental. Yep. And I am outdated. Yep, sure. I'm all those things. I don't care. It doesn't change the fact that this is all true and that this is all happening in real time, and that we all do need to do something about it. I'm sorry that that makes you uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable too. I don't want to have to do this. I don't like it. I don't like having to put myself out there on the internet, but nobody else around me seems to think any of these things. I don't know. It's weird. So I feel the need to share my thoughts and opinions, because I desperately want to find other people who share them as well, so that we can all, maybe get together and do something about it. Maybe make a better future that's better for everyone, not just 1% of people.
we need to stop settling for what everyone else has made normal nowadays and start setting a higher standard for our own lives. So yeah, I'm here calling it out because our generation has normalized a lot of nonsense, and it's about time that we start asking ourselves, are these things okay? If you want to create something better for your life, relationships, purpose, peace, money, happiness, you're going to have to separate yourself from everyone else, reject the noise, and stand for something else.
This is very true. You're going to have to seriously separate yourself. I'm telling you, I cut off everyone in order to find myself again, because I realized that I was raised in an environment, this world, this society, this time, that told me to conform and do what everybody else is doing and be like them and think like them. And I had to separate in every way possible so that I could actually hear my own thoughts for once. And I have some great thoughts and great opinions, and I have some not so great thoughts and not so great opinions. And we all have good and bad thoughts, and we all deserve the right and freedom to live a life according to that, to your own individuality and to your own individual self, and to have your own path forward and your own thoughts and your own growth and change and all these things. And the way things are going, people are losing the ability to change and grow, and that's like a plant, a tree losing its ability to change and grow. It's going to die, and I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for any of us.
Scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram Reels, scrolling on whatever app is not a form of relaxation, even though you probably think it is. I was talking to someone recently about chronic stress, and social media came up into that conversation. And I said, oftentimes I'll just lay in bed and scroll on my phone and call that my end of day relaxation. When in reality, what that is doing is quite literally the opposite of relaxation. It is spiking your dopamine. So there's that.
And your cortisol, especially when you look at it first thing in the morning. If you look at your phone first thing in the morning, instead of going outside first thing in the morning and getting morning sunlight, you're giving yourself a huge cortisol spike. And like, it can literally stimulate your digestive tract. It can make you feel horrible. And I'm so guilty of this too. I will be like, oh, I need to get home. And I'll be like in this huge rush to get home. I'll be going like 80 miles an hour just to get home, and look at my phone for 4 hours and sit there and do absolutely nothing important or productive, not have a single thought, because I think I'm relaxing. And she's right. I'm not. I'm just literally giving myself anxiety.
Short form content like TikTok, like Instagram Reels is pretty much information overload. Like, think about how many seconds you stay on a certain video. You're getting bombarded with so much different information that your brain is processing things at a really fast speed, whether you recognize that or not. All that to say, social media and scrolling is not a form of relaxation. And you should do things like go for a walk, listen to music without like having a screen, read a book, journaling, like doing things to, one, get you back into reality, right? And then two, activate your parasympathetic nervous system versus your sympathetic, and actually get into that state of relaxation. So at the end of the day, you do feel relaxed versus just all over the place and all these heightened different emotions.
What ruined this generation when it comes to relationships? People aren't even dating anymore. They're talking, catching feelings, sleeping together, and they just end up in situationships. I feel like social media has people scared of committing to something real because of the easy access to unlimited.
Oh, I guess the video
So
ends
you
there,
think
but
that-
yes, I do think that social media has really damaged dating because it has caused us all to view people almost like commodities. Like when you're on Tinder, for example, you're not looking for a partner, you're shopping for a partner. You're not looking for a human being. You're not interacting with the human being. You're not being around their energy in person and seeing how they are and who they are and what they're like in real life. You're seeing a couple of pictures of them on a screen and deciding immediately like, oh, are they pretty enough to have sex with? And if they are, you can talk to them and maybe get to know them a little bit. But at that point, like, you're not even open to getting to know them. It's really sad. And ways to counteract it, guys: get out there, meet people in real life, participate in the real world, go outside every single day, roll around in the grass. Don't just touch the grass, sit in the grass, put your bare feet on it, like be in the earth a little bit every single day and meet real people out there and not on the internet. Screw the apps. You don't need Snapchat. You don't need Tinder. You don't need any of that crap. Have a great rest of your day. Love you guys.